And he's killed himself. Down he goes. It is a cheap way of killing him, I will admit, but this guy can be very, very difficult if you don't know that little trick. You get 30,000 gil out of that, as if it really mattered. But the real good thing that I got out of that is the offering here. It is a relic. It changes fight into X-Fight. If you remember Final Fantasy V, turns it into rapid fire. S-Shot. It's a very nice thing. It halves how much damage you do, but it also lets you attack 4 times, so it's double the damage. We're gonna go ahead and put that on Limea right now instead of the hero ring. And, no, we're gonna stick with at least 1 enhancer. We'll put the Gradius. God, that's so bad spelling. We're gonna keep the Gradius on, but I do want at least 1 enhancer, not the over-mix, that's for sure. If anything, I'd put it onto the Atma weapon and try to keep her at max HP. So let's move on back into the room, back against these guys. And if we press on through this room, we find ourselves in... Isn't this the throne room? It is! And here we can find Odin himself, still just hanging out. Let's go see what Odin's been up to. How you doing, buddy? Notice he's stoned. That's what he's susceptible to in Final Fantasy V. Just bringing that up again. And Odin has turned into a Magicite Shard. And that little flash right there kind of implies that we got it. So let's take a look at him. Here he is. Doesn't cost as much as Alexander or even Bahamut, but he can instantly kill all the enemies on the field if that's worth 70 MP to you. Feel free to use it very often. He also teaches Meteor, which is important. I do want my party learning Meteor at some point. I'll teach it to all the mages because it's only a ×1, as you can see there. But he also teaches Speed +1. Very nice. He might be the only one, actually, that teaches Speed +1. I might give that to somebody somewhere along the line in my leveling. We still have a lot of leveling to do before we are done, but that might just be in bonus videos. Let's head over to the right side here, and here we can receive a Blizzard Orb and a Gold Hairpin, both of which are relics. We'll put them on Sam here because he can use it. Blizzard Orb randomly casts Blizzard, or Storm, Snowstorm, however you want to phrase it. It's an attack that hits everybody, but I would much rather him keep the Rage Ring on, and of course the Gauntlet is damn near necessary for Sam. So I'm pretty much keeping this up the way that it is. Kind of an odd note though. Should you bet the Blizzard Orb in the Coliseum, you'll get a Rage Ring. Should you bet the Rage Ring, you'll get the Blizzard Orb. So really there's no increasing path there, it just kind of goes in a circle. But we are done on this side, so let's head up the left side. No, they're not going to let me up the left side, unfortunately. Now if we head over to the right side, we can find another passage, kind of secret, kind of. We can kind of make it out. First things first, we want to look in this bucket and we can get ourselves an X-Ether. Very nice, but this shiny thing cannot be avoided. How you doing, shiny thing? A book with a gem-encrusted cover. Queen's Diary. I realize now that I'm in love with Odin. This breaks every rule of our society. But my heart longs for this noble, elegant man. How could anyone blame me? After the fighting is over, I'm going to bare my soul to him. If Coco is in your party, she'll take a step away right now and say, love between a human and an Esper. But what is really important is that at this point you're kind of supposed to leave. I know. There is a jailer in Figaro Castle. He'll change his line to, you found an ancient text at the library, right? And then you go to one of the scholars in Figaro Castle, and in the library, and he'll say, ancient texts I'm studying speak of a 1,000-year-old city beneath the sand. I wonder what this means. When the queen stands and takes 5 steps. So, what we are going to do is not talk to those guys because that's kind of out of my way, we are going to head and try to take those 5 steps. So from where the queen is, which is the right one here, we can't really do it right. I want to sit in the throne. Why won't you let me? We want to take 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hit the action button, and everything has changed. But we don't really see it. Just see a slight little wobble there. Let's head back to the queen's room and see if we can spot what has changed in here. Do you see the difference? There's a giant staircase in the bottom. That was not there before. Now we can head down into this area here, and there is a dragon for us to fight, but we are going to avoid that dragon for now. Now there's a couple things that you can do here before I do talk to the petrified queen, who is obviously petrified and probably the queen. So I'll spoil it. Yes, it is. Now we have Odin here. Right here. This is Odin. He teaches Meteor. He is actually the only Esper that gives you a speed bonus. So if you are going for a perfect build of some kind, and your perfect build involves speed, you're going to not want to do what I'm about to do. However, I'm not really that focused on the speed of my party. I don't think it affects things that much with this battle system. Speed, of course, is always nice, but at the end of it, somebody else will teach Meteor. I'll go ahead and spoil that. We don't have it yet, but somebody else will teach it. So the only point of not doing what I'm about to do is for that speed bonus. But with that said, I'm going to talk to the statue. Even the queen was turned to stone. A tear comes from the stone? And the Magicite Odin gains a level. It's been upgraded. That's the best way to put it. And becomes the Magicite Raiden. Christopher Lambert would be proud. But we do have Raiden now instead of Odin. I don't know why it had to happen that way, but it does. We got rid of Odin because of this, and we got Raiden instead. It still slices through enemies, costs a little bit more. If I remember, Odin was 70, now Raiden is 80. But we do learn quick from Raiden, and I do believe Raiden's the only one that teaches quick, which is a very nice spell, allows double commands. It pretty much gives you a free turn. Very nice skill to have. But it takes away the speed bonus. Why they chose to do this, I don't know. I would have loved it if they kept the speed in there. Strength +2, there's so many other guys that do that. I think Bismarck does that. You know, way back when we got Bismarck, he still does Strength +2. If they had done speed +2, there would have been no problem with everybody upgrading him to Raiden immediately. But with that change, there is kind of a debate on whether or not you should keep Odin and then level grind and then come back and change him to Raiden. But I don't want to skip in the middle of a dungeon, go back, level grind so I can get speed up for people, and then come back and upgrade them and finish the dungeon. You know what I mean? It's not that much fun to me. So we are going to change my equipment around before I fight this blue dragon. I was about to say, did he leave? Well, he's hanging out down there now. I'm going to change my equipment around before I fight him. He's blue, in case you couldn't tell. I have gone ahead and changed a couple people's equipment, primarily Tweak and Novin. Well, only Tweak and Novin. I gave them both tortoise shields for this. Tweak, well, the snow muffler will help with water, which is what we are concerned with here, but the tortoise shield, I believe, absorbs it. So we'll equip that on both Tweak and Novin. So let us move on and take on the blue dragon. And it is boss time once more up against the blue dragon. He doesn't even have that great of a name. We get clean sweep, so now we do get to learn that. As you can see, it is water as well. What I intend to use here is something that I need to find. It's a rage that we have had for a long time. There it is. It's from the World of Balance, the Aspic. This was an underwater enemy that we fought a long time ago. This guy, as you might imagine, is weak to Bolt. So let's use Bolt 3 on him, and that's actually what the Aspic does use from time to time. Let's go ahead and cure everybody, because I know Sam in particular is in need of some assistance here. But Bolt 3 should do quite a bit of damage, plus we did get to learn clean sweep. Why do I have trouble saying that? It does poison, as you can see. I'm not too concerned about it, but the damage is there. Aqua Rake, that is one of the things that we are trying to prevent here. It does do damage to Sam still, but it is halved because he is automatically equipped with the Snow Muffler. There goes Gigavolt. That is the reason that I picked Aspect. And this last Bolt 3 will probably be enough to finish the blue guy off. Down he goes. The dragons, I must say, that for as much hype as they seem to get after we fight them, they're not that difficult. I never find them to be that difficult. We have learned clean sweep because of that fight, and we get that. That is not the Scimitar. Scimitar is a horrible name for this. Woolsey didn't even bother. That's the best way to put it. I'm sure he was under a massive amount of deadlines, blah, blah, blah. But this is Odin's weapon that we have obtained here. Yes, in effect, it is something very similar to a Scimitar. As you can see, it does a ton of damage. A ton of damage. I'm going to try to keep at least one enhancer on, but that is a lot of damage. As you can see, if we put those onto Limia, she'll do more damage than Sam does, and that's all he's good for, is attacking. This is actually the Zantetsuken, which I'm sure I'm saying wrong, but that's a lot closer than Scimitar. It's Japanese, I'm told, for Iron Cutting Blade Zantetsuken. I'm sure, once again, I am saying that completely wrong. But with that all done, we are actually done here in the castle. So we need to head back to Figaro Castle and get out from underground. Now, this is obviously a dungeon that you're supposed to go to twice.